One thing that was pretty common in most of these guys' recommendations, like in 90% of their records I watched, is that they were either completely lacking a feminine presence or was definitely filled with male gaze. And another thing was that they all dealt with serious subjects. So, hello and welcome to my channel. And here I am reviewing my male subscribers' movie recommendations. Only got 9, so it isn't gonna take so much time. So, I'm gonna do this in ascending order, like from the oldest to newest. And let me tell you that we have got a fair amount of Japanese movies. So, those of you who enjoy that stuff, stay tuned. So, first up, we have 1954's Seven Samurai, recommended by Yash, a fellow YouTube creator who seriously makes these chilled out, unique videos on the aspects of cinema most of us don't look at. His channel's link is in my description. Let's talk Seven Samurai, which is, by God, a masterpiece because director Kurosawa has masterfully blended so many genres together in a time where one could have hardly imagined executing such a thing. It's a post World War II film. The village actually represents Japan and the bandits, their defeat and hopelessness. And the Seven Samurai portray the Japanese pride. And it shows how people must stop thinking just about their homes and work further to protect larger interests. This was about the political landscape and how brilliantly it's used metaphorically in the film. And then there's also how Kurosawa stuck to 35 and 50mm lenses and let the shots breathe in and take their own time, which adds a lot of depth to them. This is also not a typical Western film. It's mostly arid landscapes, bandits, and troubled villagers may indicate so, but it's so much more than that. This movie has some of the best lighting I have ever seen in a film. Also, the visuals and story, both of them are so in sync that never does one surpass another in any way. Also, let me know if you also think that Sholay feels a lot like Seven Samurai. That's probably because it's loosely inspired or something. Done with the appreciation, but now let's acknowledge the most important things about cinephiles these days. And this is mostly my fault because I literally asked for your records and I should have been able to digest all your tastes, but I just couldn't. This was a difficult watch, took 5 days to finish, not because it's 3 hours and 27 minutes long, but because I was not in the mood. And that was because I was so jarred with all your records being so damn serious and flat. So, just so you know, let's not forget the importance of light-hearted films and let's not shy away from recommending those to our favorite people. Okay, too much rant, I guess. Let's move to number 2. In the Realm of the Senses, which was recommended by Satyajit. He's a follower and ardent lover of cinema. He has watched so much more stuff than me, and I love discussing movies with him. He has recommended Oshima's In the Realm of the Senses, which is by far the most horny film I have ever watched till date. And dare you, I have watched loads of shit. But do you want to know why I kept watching it? Because of the subtle nuances of the direction and the sheer passion between the actors. The beautiful cinematography in there is enchanting, but never distracting. In short, the craft on display was impeccable and it's also a real story, so it gets more important when you know that. But then you ponder as you watch it that all of it, the unsimulated sex, was it really necessary? Probably yes or no. But whatever's shown definitely adds a lot of truth to what has happened and looks convincing. So why not just keep it the way it is? Let me know what you think of it, and I'm going to give you the same advice Satyajit gave me. Watch this only when you are in the mood for something explicit. On number 3, we have a 1995 western called Dead Man. It's a really underrated Johnny Depp starrer from the era I love him the most, when he played those pretty normal, soft-spoken roles, and he was such a natural in those. Here too, there wasn't much feminine presence, let alone of significance. Only 2 films down, I was bored of the machismo, but one thing I have to admit, poets meeting nobody and realizing their worth and time is such a great, thoughtful theme, and I love the way it's used here. So they also went for the simplest transitions ever, and it's a very niche film. I liked it. It's gorgeous, but pardon me, it's not for everyone. If you want a logline, I don't have that, but if you are a fan of westerns, monochromatic films, and want to explore the theme of afterlife, then you should definitely watch this one. Thanks a lot for this unusual recommendation, Shubham. You're a fine editor, but a better person and a real lifesaver. Fourth recommendation was by this fellow film enthusiast who also happens to be a follower on X. He's Jagannath, and he recommended me a classic that's 2 decades old and has been on my watch list since forever. I finally watched it and I loved it, and I'm so thankful that he pushed me to do so. It's Oldboy. Oldboy's antagonist Woo Jin is hands down the most evil person I have witnessed on screen till date. The heights and lengths to which he goes to exact revenge from Oh Dae-soo by totally misinterpreting the situation feels extremely brutal to me. Also, the dramatic route that director Park Chan-wook took while the revelation of the truth is exactly the reason why I love cinema so much. The rapid crescendo of music and the escalated reactions of the characters and the crazy good close-ups that immortalize the perfect moment of truth. Also, let's take a look at the director's craft and the inherent male gaze I was talking earlier about. All his films are great, but almost all his films have a strong perceptive image of how women perform certain acts. Even if you notice in his erotic lesbian drama thriller, The Handmaiden, the male gaze was his complicit. Except for his 2020 romantic drama Decision to Leave, where both his leads had equal importance and he captures the emotional space of both genders correctly. Most of them are guilty as charged. On number 5, we have a second recommendation by Satyajit, and the movie is hilarious. It's called Carnage, and from the dialogues and tone and location, I 2000% knew that it's based on a play, and it was. This film by Roman Polanski, please let's not talk about how filthy that man is. I am tired of that conversation. I hate him. I know we all do. But the film has an incredible star cast I'd love to talk about. Kate, as the classy, elegant stone woman, is beyond perfection, and Queen Jodie Foster losing her cool and laughing off limits is a whole mood. This is my first time watching Christoph Waltz and John C. Reilly, and I am blown. All four of them have got incredible comic timing and terrific chemistry, and how they all create tension amidst all chaos is just really impressive. Although at some point I could only look at them as just types of men and women, somewhat reduced to caricatures. Like one emotionally unstable woman, one supposedly cool girl type woman who isn't actually that, and two men children. But yeah, I really enjoyed all of that. Number 6 is Son of Saul, recommended by Ashwin, an avid Twitter user and film fanatic. This was a really niche film, but I'm someone who's really pretty ignorant about the topic of Holocaust and about Auschwitz. But still, this was really harrowing, and just knowing the fact that this came from a first time director, Laszlo Nemes, I am just fully in awe. This was very claustrophobic and detached, and I guess I need a rom com right now, but I promise I'm gonna read a lot about all this stuff soon. Then we've got two Indian films, both released in 2023, recommended by Shiv. He was a junior at college, a really good friend, and I'm glad I watched these two. First was Kill. I think it's the first of its kind in India because we have always shied away from gore and terror, and this had all of that. So if you're in the mood for some gore, you go for this no nonsense raw violent film. I also loved how the title card became the shocking interval block. Kudos to the actors and director for maintaining that level of tension throughout. Also, I really like the camera angles and how it is all very well stylized. That was all very ferocious and chilling. Second reco by Shiv was a Telugu film called Mangalaram, which was very engaging, talked about a sexual topic, so it's definitely to be hailed as a progressive film. But the director Ajay Bhupati just probably got scared and put the disease angle just to cover it up all. So please, all of you Indian directors, just make what you intend to. Don't just serve fans, please. And I hope Payal Rajput eventually gets tired being an Ajay Bhupati muse after a few films, because we really need to see her in better films. So that was it for today, guys. And let me know which film did you like the most out of all my subscribers' recos. And keep watching good stuff, keep supporting them, and thanks to each one of you for watching till now.